So friends, in the last class, we have seen that, there are segolates, that is nouns, that will have segol. But how segolates will appear, we have seen that. Okay, so with certain rules, two rules we have seen. First one is the initial syllable in a segolate will be accented with unna, and then you can see either A class vowel, E class vowel, or O class vowel. The second syllable will be normally segol. In case if the second consonant or the third consonant is a guttural, then you see it will be carrying pata instead of segol. And plural segolates are there. That means the dual nouns. For example, the dual nouns will have a singular form. That means parts of the body appearing in pairs when they are in singular, they belong to this category of segolates. And when they become plural nouns, they exhibit the characteristic features which we have already learned. For example, first we will see the plural one. The plural one, the initial consonant will become carry shiva instead of full vowel, and the second one will become kamets. Then feminine plural also more or less the same thing. But if the initial consonant is a guttural instead of simple vocal shiva, composite or compound shiva will be there. And for the feminine plural ending, the feminine plural, nouns of the segolates, you see the same thing. And dual ending also same thing, but only change is in the other things, the initial syllable will carry shiva, which was already carrying a full vowel, converted into simple vocal shiva, and then the next consonant will carry kamets, and then remaining things will be same. But for dual, since dual ending is accented pata, yod, hirak, and mem, there are two syllables, technically speaking, because that accented pata and accented pata will join with the last letter of the noun. Okay, for example, here, this is os na yin. Okay, os na yin, because it is an unaccented closed syllable, so that kamets is kamets atuf and not kamets. So the accented pata is joining with the last letter, which is nun here. Okay, so this is the thing which we have seen, and then we have just seen how absolute construct nouns will appear. So this will be like a chain of nouns. In that you may have two nouns or three nouns or four nouns rarely. When two nouns stand together, the first one will be in the construct state and the second one will be in the absolute state. The construct state noun will be shortened. Okay, if it is singular, some vocalization will take place. If it is plural, some changes will take place. Okay, so those changes only we are going to see today. And after looking at those changes, we will understand how an absolute noun or absolute plural noun will appear in the construct state. So when a masculine plural noun is placed in a construct form, its ending is changed from hirak yod and final mem to sere yod. So during this process, the long vowels left in open syllables before the sere yod are usually reduced to vocal shivas unless they are having an unchangeably long vowel. How is it possible? See here. Banim. Okay, so banim is the absolute form, plural noun from ben. So according to the rules, if you see here, this will become hirak yod and final mem will be replaced with sere yod. So initially it becomes bane. So the long vowel left standing in open syllable. So here if you see, ba, kamets is standing in an open syllable which is a long vowel. So in that case, it is reduced to simple vocal shiva. So banim becomes Bane, but the previous letter is carrying a full vowel, which is in an open syllable. So that will be reduced to simple vocal Shiva. That's why Bane has become Bene. So when you see Bene, two things you should understand. Bene is the plural noun basically, that is Bani, and now it is in the construct state. So for all the masculine plural nouns, in the construct state, they will be carrying serios instead of hierarchios and final noun. And the preceding syllables will undergo some vowel changes. So Banin becomes Bene. Initially it was Bane and then it became Bene. Sons of, not sons. Yamin, Yame, Yeme, days of. Elohim, Elohe. Okay, so here what you have to understand is that Elohim is always referring to God Almighty, God Majesty, God above all. With that notion only, that plural ending is there. But at the same time, if you see, if it has to be mentioned as God of Israel, Elohe Israel. Okay, so the God of Israel, that will be the translation. But at the same time, if the other gods should be referred, if it has to be mentioned as the gods of Canaan, there also you see this construct state will be used, Elohe. Okay, and the Susi is very easy, Suse, because if you see the previous syllable after the dropping of Hirakyot final mem and the placement of Sereyot, the previous syllable long vowel will be shortened to Sereyot, shortened to simple vocal Shiva. But in this case, it cannot be shortened because it is carrying an unchangeably long vowel. That is why in the last example, you see it is Susim is becoming Suse, not Sese. Okay, so because it is carrying an unchangeably long vowel. So masculine plural nouns, okay, masculine plural nouns will carry Sereyot when they are placed in the construct state. And when Sereyot is placed in the instead of Hirakyot and final mem, the preceding syllable carrying a long vowel in an open syllable. In an open syllable, that long vowel will be reduced to simple vocal Shiva. And this vocalization will not take place if the preceding syllable is carrying an unchangeably long vowel. Example, Susi. Now, during the process of vocalization, if the long vowel in an open syllable results in two vocal Shivas being placed together at the beginning of the masculine plural construct form, the first of this should be raised to full vowel. This can be understood by the following examples. Okay, Anashim, Anashim. So Anashim becomes Anshe. But how this becomes Anshe? Let us read the rule. During the process of vocalization, if the long vowel in an open syllable, that means the preceding syllable is na, ana. Okay, that preceding syllable is ana, and then nun is carrying kamets. So that kamets has to be reduced to simple vocal Shiva according to the rule. And before that, you see either a composite Shiva or simple vocal Shiva. In the next example, you can see that. So in this case, you see Anashe, right? So when two vocal Shivas stand together, the first one should be raised to a full vowel. And the second one, automatically, you see that becomes a silent Shiva. It can be understood well when you look at the second example, Devarim. So Devarim has become Divre. But if you see the process that has taken place, it has to be like Debere. Because the syllable before, the last syllable the preceding syllable. In that, if there is a long vowel, in this case, comets is there, that has to be reduced to simple vocal Shiva. Okay, so if you understand these basic concepts of vocalization in the process of reading the text, automatically you will understand that, okay, this was the rule which we have learned, and because of this rule only, the placement of the nouns or the way how the nouns are written in the construct form, these changes are taking place. Okay, so from the beginning, I am saying this is one of the toughest thing in Hebrew, which you will be encountering now and then. The only solution is that when we understand these rules will help us. Another thing is when we are continuously reading the Hebrew Bible, right? When we read the Hebrew Bible, we will be used to it. So in that case, I think in the days to come, in the course of time, you will be able to understand these changes. So the first one is if the plural, masculine plural nouns should be placed in the construct state, Hirak, Yot, and final mem will be reduced to simple vocal Shiva. Sorry, reduced to Sereyot. And the preceding syllable, which carries a long vowel, will be reduced to simple vocal Shiva. But in case if there are two syllables before the last syllable, and if the first syllable is carrying a Shiva, the second syllable long vowel should be reduced to Shiva. So two Shivas will not stand together, and that is why in the case of compound Shiva, Atef Patta is becoming Patta. In the case of simple vocal Shiva, it is becoming Hirak. Okay, the basic rules we have learned when we have learned while learning the inseparable prepositions. And Avadim, it should be Avede, but it is Avde. Zekenim, it is Zekene, but it is Zikne. All right. So two rules are there. One is, where you see only, here also two syllables only, there also two syllables only, but in the first syllable you see a vocal Shiva in the initial consonant. Here in the previous examples, you don't see a vocal Shiva in the initial consonants. The initial consonants are carrying full vowel. Here the initial consonants are carrying either composite or simple vocal Shiva. And then the next letter is only carrying a full vowel.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
This in second example, Devari. So the simple vocal Shiva has been changed into Hirak. So that is default, sir. It is by default.
I hope you remember the inseparable prepositions.
Okay.
Bet Shiva, Kaf Shiva, Lamet Shiva.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, so that same rule is applied here.
Okay, sir, yeah.
Yeah, so the initial consonant is carrying simple vocal Shiva. Two vocal Shivas cannot stand together.
So it will be changed to Hirak, yeah.
Yes, exactly, sir. Exactly. So that principle is applied here.
Yes,
sir.
So
in the first example, it is a composite Shiva. That is why Patta is there.
Okay.
And in the other examples, second and fourth, simple vocal Shiva. So normally simple vocal Shiva will be raised to, because vocal Shiva is a half vowel. So now the half vowel is raised to full vowel. That is here. But yes, then you see the examples which are given here. Ko, ka, vi, ne, vi, im. Okay. So stars are prophets. Here the thing is, in first example, Kokavim has become Kokeve. Kokeve. Okay, so the initial consonant is carrying a unchangeably long vowel, so there is no need of vocal shiva. Unchangeably long vowels cannot be removed from the text. That is why it is
So
not.
there is no change.
Yeah, there is no change. Only thing is the ending is changed.
Yeah.
But then the syllable before the last syllable, where the full vowel is there, it has become simple local shiva. Ko
Yes, sir.
ka. Ko ka has become ko ke. So Kamax has become simple local shiva. Only thing is the previous syllable is carrying, that is the first syllable is carrying an unchangeably long vowel. So it is not reduced to simple local shiva since unchangeably long vowels cannot be removed from the text. The same thing with Nevi, Nevi'im. Nevi'im is from Navi. Okay, so Nevi A. So here also you see the change. What is the change? The first syllable is carrying a unchangeably long vowel. In addition to that, there is a simple local shiva. The simple local shiva is remaining as it is because that unchangeably long vowel is not converted into simple local shiva. It cannot be done. If it would have been converted into simple local shiva, then the shiva under nun would have become hiran. All right. So I'm just yes, Manoj.
It's only the unchangeably long vowels, which means if there is a vav or a yod involved, rest of the vowels we can change, because these are the things which will be there in the text.
Exactly.
Kamits can be changed, pata can be changed, everything else can be changed.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm going very slow because these are all some of the important points with regard to the vowel changes, vocalization process, right? So when we understand this only, while reading the text, you will understand why these changes are taking place, because you will come across an ample number of phrases with construct absolute relationship, right? All right. Now coming to the dual ending. Dual ending also you see that accented pata yod hirak mem, final mem. When this dual ending has to be placed in the construct state, it will also take sere yod only. There is no different ending for the dual ending when they are placed in the construct state. Now let's see what is happening here. What changes you see? The entire ending is removed. Accented pata yod hirak mem is removed. So os naim has become os ne. Rag laim has become rag le. Kar naim has become kar ne. So you don't see any changes here. All right. Why? Because because of the dual ending. Dual ending itself is carrying two syllables, right? So in the first syllable, there is a need of simple local shiva, simple silent shiva, not simple local, silent shiva. All right. And then you see there is no need of anything, only the ending is added. All right. So for dual ending, you just remove the ending and place sere yod in the place of accented pata yod hirak and final. Now, what is the wonder for Holam Vav and Tau, which is the feminine plural ending? Feminine plural ending, what happens?
No change.
No change. You see here, both, there is a change, but what is the change? Certain changes, certain changes will occur. This includes vocalization of the long vowels into short or compound shivas according to the possibility. So avot has become, so there is a purpose of this vocalization also. What is the purpose of vocalization here? Avot is the plural form of fathers meaning fathers, okay, from av. And when it is placed in the construct state, it is becoming avot, but then comments of the initial consonant is becoming active patta. There is a reason why, in order to differentiate, especially, how it appears in the absolute state and how it appears in the construct state. This happens not for all the endings, especially when it comes to the holum, vav, and tav. Aratsot is lands or earths. Artsot. Why? Because the initial consonant is carrying hatef patta. The next letter is carrying kamats, which has to be reduced into simple vocal shiva. So two shivas, vocal shivas cannot stand together. So it becomes, the initial consonant becomes patta. The second one becomes silent. But you see, if both the syllables are carrying unchangeably long vowel in the feminine plural forms, the feminine plural ending is holum, vav, and tav. That means the last syllable is unchangeably long vowel. But if the initial syllable is carrying unchangeably long vowel, then both in the absolute and the construct state, the nouns will appear in the same form. Only by looking at the context, we will understand whether it is in the construct state or absolute state. So kolot is kolot, voices of. Ruchot, spirits of. Torot, loss of. All right. So please remember this masculine plural ending, the changes that are taking place when they are made into construct state nouns, and then the dual ending and the feminine plural ending. All right. So with that, the plural endings are over. Okay. But when it comes to the monosyllabic words, singular, then there will be a lot of rules that we have to keep in mind. Let me project that slide. Yes. So what we have seen is absolute construct relationship with the plural nouns. Now the singular nouns. Singular nouns, again, we can divide them into monosyllabic nouns and bisyllabic nouns, right? So monosyllabic nouns, first we will see the first category, monosyllabic nouns. Monosyllabic nouns are very easy. The first category is monosyllabic nouns with unchangeably long vowels. They have the same form in the singular construct as well as in the absolute form. Okay. Some irregular nouns may appear, but otherwise the rule is monosyllabic nouns with unchangeably long vowels, both in the construct as well as in the absolute state, they will be same. Ish, yom, sus, ear, kol, rosh, ruach. Ish is man, absolute, and then when it is placed in the construct state, it is ish, man of. Okay. Additionally, plural forms are also given, which I have also listed out in the notes in order to compare. Now, monosyllabic nouns with the short vowels will also have the same form. Why? Monosyllabic is one syllable. One syllable cannot be further reduced into half vowels. That is not possible. Long vowels can be reduced. Changeably long vowels can be reduced. But the short vowels cannot be further reduced because each noun should carry at least one syllable. Apart from that one syllable which is indicated by a full vowel, you can come across half vowel. For example, berit. It is a single syllable. Why? Because only sereyot is the hirakyot is the full vowel. Shiva is only additional thing, which is a half vowel. So but, her, daughter, daughter of, mountain, mountain of, people, people of. Monosyllabic nouns with changeably long vowels. What happens?
So I have a doubt in the previous slide. So here in the Harim, why is it not changing? Is it because it is a monosyllabic noun? Hare. Only in the bisyllabic, the kamets has to be changed, right?
Yes. No, but this is the plural form is a bisyllabic noun only. You are looking at the plural form, right? Or the
So
singular
what
form.
what happened here?
Her, mountain. Those two are singular, absolute, and
Harim
construct.
became. Yeah. So why was that not changed to?
Two syllables are needed. Yeah. Otherwise, it will become monosyllabic. Then the rule will be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in this, it is very simple. Changeably long vowels. Sere can be reduced to segol. Patta, kamets can be reduced to patta. All right. So veil, if it is in the construct state, segol will be there, or sometimes even sere will be retained. Dam, blood. Dam, blood of. Yad, hand with kamets. Yad with patta, hand of. Shame, either segol or sere. So that means if a singular noun, monosyllabic singular noun is carrying sere, in the construct state, maybe that sere will be reduced to segol, or in some cases, sere will remain as it is.
So, but here there is no change now in the plural form. There is a change now. Bene. What is the reason? Banim. Hare is, there is no change in the kamets.
I don't know. Let me check. Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
No, but both are masculine, plural. We don't have any difference. For example, here it is benot, and here also you see a dot is there, which is feminine ending. The others are masculine ending.
Only Harim, we have no idea why it happened.
Not only Harim, right?
Harim,
not only Harim.
Only in Harim we have doubt.
In also, the last one.
Amim, yeah.
Ame is there. It is Ame, not yet. In the sense, maybe it is guttural.
Both are guttural.
That may be the reason. But let's see here. Here also, yeah, that may be the reason. because you see here all these are non-gutturals which are carrying Shiva. But He and Ayin,
Gutturals.
yeah, that might be the reason. Yes. So now these two nouns, which are singular monosyllabic with a long vowel, it will not appear in the regular form. Some irregularities will be there. Av becomes avi. So after learning the pronominal suffixes, we should not be confused, because sometimes we may think that avi means my father. Ahi means my brother. No. This is actually the construct form of avi. It has to be av with pata, right? It has to be av with pata. It has to be ah with pata, but it is carrying ate pata as well as hirakyo. So that's why we say it is an irregular noun. All right, so this is to do with the monosyllabic nouns. Monosyllabic nouns are very easy. Unchangeably long vowel, no change. Short vowels in a monosyllabic noun, no change, because short vowels cannot be further shortened. Long vowels will be reduced, but in the case of sere, in some places sere will be retained, in some places sere will be shortened to segol. Now coming to the bisyllabic singular noun. For example, Dawar is a bisyllabic noun. Melek is a bisyllabic noun. Eretz is a bisyllabic singular noun. So when they appear in the construct state, what will happen? So bisyllabic nouns with first syllable open, Dawar. The second syllable closed, Dawar, Da-war. So what will happen? Dawar has become Devar. So the initial consonant which was carrying kamats has been reduced to simple vocal Shiva. And the second syllable, which was a closed syllable, which was carrying a long vowel, has been reduced to pata. All right. So Dawar has become Devar in the construct state. Ekal has become Ekal in the construct state. In this case, the initial syllable is carrying an unchangeably long vowel. That's why it is not been reduced to simple vocal Shiva or any other Shivas. In the same way, Kokav, Makom, Mekom. Here we see that the initial consonant is commas, which is reduced. So some sort of change will be there in order to indicate that it is in the construct state. So that means basically, at least we should have gone through all these vocabularies, the nouns. Then only at least we will have an idea, okay, in the original form, this is how it appears. And now it is appearing in a different way, so this is a construct state. Okay, so that type of discernment we should have. If we are not able to memorize also, by looking at it, we should be able to differentiate in a way that, okay, this is an absolute noun and the same absolute noun is appearing in the construct state. That's why these changes are taking place. So what is mentioned here? First syllable open. Here the first syllable is open. Da is open. Var. Da var. Okay, that is closed. So what's happening here? Bisyllabic nouns with first syllable open and the second syllable closed will form the singular construct by reducing the vowel in the first syllable to simple vocal Shiva. And thus second syllable long vowel will be further reduced. Okay. This rule is not applied to the nouns in which either of the syllable carries unchangeably long vowel. So if there is unchangeably long vowel, as you know, it cannot be removed. So that's what here applied. Kokav, it is not becoming K-cow. It is still Ko-cow only. Makom, the second syllable is unchangeably long vowel. It is not reduced. So, me, kom. Navi, nevi. The second syllable is unchangeably long vowel. Ekal, the first syllable is carrying unchangeably long vowel. So, in the construct state only, the second syllable is second syllable's long vowel has been reduced to short vowel. So, bisyllabic singular nouns. First syllable open, second syllable closed. First syllable open with long vowel will be reduced to simple local Shiva. Second syllable long vowel will be reduced to short vowel Patta in this case. In case if any of the syllables are carrying unchangeably long vowel, the unchangeably long vowel will remain as it is. Now the second one, bisyllabic nouns with both syllables are closed. Davar, first syllable is open, second syllable is closed. Midbar, first syllable is closed, second syllable is also closed. So what will happen? Bisyllabic nouns with both syllables closed will form the singular construct by shortening the long vowel in the second syllable. Midbar, mikbar, mikdal, mikdal, mispar, mispar, mishkan, mishkan, mishpat, mishpat. Both the syllables are closed syllables. If you see in this case, the second syllable is carrying a long vowel. First syllable is not carrying a long vowel. So second syllable is carrying a long vowel. So that long vowel is being reduced into short vowel. So bisyllabic nouns, both the syllables are closed. Bisyllabic singular nouns, both the syllables are closed. Second syllable is carrying long vowel. First syllable is carrying short vowel. So the first syllable will remain as it is. The long vowel in the second syllable will be reduced to short vowel. In the case of segolates, melek, na'ar, all these are segolates. The singular segolates, both in the construct state and absolute states, their form will be same. Eretz, eretz, derek, derek, melek, melek, na'ar, na'ar, nefesh, nefesh, sefer, sefer, ever, ever. So only by context we will understand whether it is in the construct state or absolute state. All right. So in the bisyllabic, monosyllables, bisyllabic, singular nouns, first category, two syllables. First syllable open with long vowel, second syllable also long vowel. First syllable open syllable long vowel will be reduced to simple local Shiva. Second syllable closed syllable long vowel will be reduced into Patta. Second category, both the syllables are closed. First syllable carrying short vowel, second syllable carrying long vowel. First syllable will remain as it is. Second syllable long vowel will be reduced into short vowel. Segolates, both the absolute state and construct state will be the same. These are all some of the irregularities which I will mention quickly because we have to cover one more thing. Feminine nouns, feminine singular nouns ending with kamatske. Okay, feminine singular nouns ending with kamatske. In the place of kamatske, in the construct state, you will see pata, tav. For example, Torah. Torah becomes Toret. When Torah becomes Toret, it is understood that it is the construct state of Torah. Malka, Malkat. Okay. So the vowel is reduced and the last letter is also a different letter. Mitzvah, mitzvat. Shana, shana, shenet. Chora, choret. Okay, but for Isha, you see it is Eshet. What is happening here? It is not Ishat, Eshet. The Hirak is becoming Sere. The last one, Ba'it will have a peculiar, peculiar form when it is placed in the construct state. Ba'it is house. When it is in the construct state, it becomes Beit. So that means accented pata, yod, hirak can either tau or nun. In that case, you see that it becomes Beit. So that's why when we say house of David or house of God, we say Beth El, not Ba'it El. Ba'it is the absolute state. Beth is the construct state. Beth El, Beth Lehem, right? Okay. So that's all about the vowel changes that will take place or the construct absolute construct and absolute forms. Now quickly we will see some of the functions of the construct absolute relationship. Some important notes that we have to understand. Important notes on construct relationship. A noun in the construct state never takes the definite article. Whether it is translated as definite or indefinite noun depends upon the absolute noun to which it is joined. This is what I have said. Okay. Ben David, the son of David. Okay. So based on the absolute state noun, definite article is placed for the construct state noun. A noun is considered definite when it has the definite article or when it is a proper noun. So when the absolute noun is carrying a definite article, then the construct state translation also should carry definite article. If there is a proper noun in the absolute state, then proper nouns will not carry definite article, but in the translation of the construct noun, definite article should be shown. Ben Nabi, a son of a prophet. Okay, a son of a prophet, because Nabi is indefinite noun. Ben Hamelech, Hamelech is carrying definite article, the son of the king. Yom Hoshek, no definite article, a day of darkness. Yom Adonai, the day of the Lord. Adonai is proper name. So definite article should be shown in the construct state noun. Deber, see, Davar has become Deber. Deber Shalom, a word of peace. Deber Elohim, the word of God. The next one. This is very important. If the construct state noun should remain indefinite, the absolute noun should have the inseparable preposition lamet. This lamet will not be translated. Everything depends upon the absolute noun. If the absolute noun is carrying definite article, that will be applied to the construct state noun. But if we want the construct state noun to be indefinite, even if the absolute noun is definite, then there will be a lamet placed before the absolute noun. Ben Isai, the son of Isaac. Ben Le Isai, a son of Isaac. There is, so the previous one, Isai is proper name. So the translation is the son of Isaiah. But the second one, you see, purposely the writer is saying that, the construct state doesn't need a definite article in order to say that one of the sons of Isaiah, a son of Isaiah. So nothing is allowed to come between nouns that stand in a construct state relationship, not even preposition or conjunction. But here you see the preposition lamat is placed in order to make sure that the definite article will not be translated. Otherwise, you will not see anything appearing before the nouns, the construct noun and the absolute noun. Ben Haisha Hazod, the son of this woman. Okay. Kol Elohim Hayim, the voice of the living God. Yad Elohenu Hatova Alenu, the God, the good hand of our God was upon us. Karov Yom Adonai Hagadol, the great day of the Lord is near. Dever HaMelech Hagadol, the word of the great king. Keli Bet Ha-Elohim Ha-Gedolim Ve Haketanim, the word of the great king, the vessels of the house of God, both great and small. So wherever you see the construct noun, you can see that is reflected in the translation. The son of Ben Haish, Kol Elohim, Yad Elohenu. In this one, Yom Adonai, day of the Lord. Okay. And then Dever Hamelech, the word of the king. Great is adjective. All right. So you don't see that anything is placed in between the nouns that are placed in the construct and absolute relationship. What are the purposes?
I had a doubt.
Yes.
So in the construct relationship that the great day of the Lord is near, here this, okay, Yom Adonai is in construct relationship, but these other two are the adjectives, right? So why are they mentioned like this? Like, I mean, why is it not together like these attributive adjectives?
Karov is not attributed here.
Yeah. So which one? So in order to show that Adonai is related to Hagadol, or what is the reason?
Hagadol,
I mean, Hagadol is not related to Adonai, right?
Exactly.
I mean, did you understand my question?
Yes. So in that way, what you understand?
The problem is, I thought the Yom Adonai and Hagadol are in a relationship, which means the day of the Lord and then great. Because Adonai does not need a definite article, right? Because of the Yom Adonai.
Yes.
So I thought these two are attributive and the other one is a predicative. So
the
it's near.
Karov is predicative at any
Yeah, so
case,
that was my doubt, like how can the day of the Lord great, or the great day of the Lord, like that, right?
The great day of the Lord near.
So
near,
how
or it can also be translated as near is the
near is
day, near is the great day of the Lord. That is the literal translation. In the Polish translation, we are making it as the great day of the Lord is near. So here one point I mentioned, there will not be any element appearing in between the nouns that are placed in construct and absolute relationship. So maybe it is to emphasize that it has been mentioned here. Okay, so while translating, even though we may think that Ha Gadol is related to Adonai, we have to think twice before translating.
Because we cannot say it is
Great
the great
Adonai, you
Lord.
cannot say. Yeah.
That
cannot
was
say.
my confusion. Yeah. Which one this acts as the attributive of? Like, is it describing
Yeah,
the day
yeah,
or the
yeah.
Lord?
Yeah. Now, another question. Maybe Manoj, you can try to answer. Yom is not carrying definite article, but still in the translation it is reflected that Ha Gadol is related to Yom and not to Adonai. Why? How do you understand that?
The Yom is in construct relationship with the Lord, right? With Adonai. So Yom is understood to have a definite article. So the Yom is already definite.
Fantastic. That is the answer. Yeah. So see, these minute confusions will be there because we will be looking at these phrases by keeping in mind all those rules which we have learned. But then the way how we apply these rules, no, we should be careful. So now you understand the difficult task of the translators. Especially even when the Jewish people preserved the text, there used to be typographical errors. Okay, typographical errors will be there. Pictographical errors, they say. You know, even the letters may change. Instead of bet, they may write kaf. Right. So this is not our mother tongue. So yeah, we have to apply all these nuances in order to understand the text. But the thing is, like, you know, in today's context, you see there are so many other applications which will just show, okay, this is the verb, this is the noun, this verb is in this form. But then a person who doesn't know the grammar will not be able to use those resources. So the basic grammar we should know. Then only we will be able to use those things. All right. So three things. One is construct absolute relationship nouns may indicate the location or origin of a person or thing. Are Yehuda, the cities of Judah, referring to a location. Okay. Anshe Yerushalayim, the men of Jerusalem. The men from Jerusalem. Okay, that is the inner meaning. It may serve as a further description or identification of a person or thing. Yom Hoshek, a day of darkness. What kind of day? Suse Ish, horses of fire. What kind of horses? Sefer HaBerit, the book of the covenant. Eretz Mitzrayim, the land of Egypt. And the third possible way to understand the concept of absolute relationship is that this one will be frequently used to show the possession, possessiveness, or ownership. Ben Ha-Isha, the son of a woman, belonging, no? Someone belongs to someone, or someone possessing something. Dever Elohim, the word of God. Sede Navoth, the field of Naboth. Ruach Elohim, the spirit of God. All right. So that's all about.
I have a doubt. Field is a Segolate, no? Sade. Why did it change?
Really, is it a Segolate?
Yeah, I mean, because there is a Segol under that Davar, no? Under that Dalet, no?
But
Sade.
yeah,
Kamets will be the first one.
but just answer my question. In that original word, do you see the initial consonant carrying a munna?
Muna is there, and also a kamits is there.
Okay.
And then there is the segol under dalit.
Okay. Have we seen that word in the examples here, which I was showing?
No.
From where you got that word?
Field. Field is there no in vocab.
In the vocabulary list.
Vocabulary list.
Okay. Okay.
They.
Yeah, according to the rules, actually, the segolates will appear as it is.
As it is.
I don't know. Maybe everything there is an exceptional case. Yeah, thanks for noticing that. I will check. I will check. But for such cases, only solution is sometimes the lexicon will help you. At the end of this course, I'll just introduce you to the lexicon. After we start learning the Hebrew verbs, we will be using the lexicon and the Hebrew Bible. Okay, so that time I'll just see. So in the lexicon, we may see explanations, or there are also explanatory dictionaries are there, specifically to give a detailed description of each word. For the Old Testament, we call it as TDOT, Theological Dictionary of the Old Testament. And for NT, you have same thing, NT. Okay. In that, we may see the explanations. Yes. All right. So that's all for today. And in the next class, we will learn now why we have learned the construct absolute relationship is because in the next class we will be learning about the pronominal suffixes. Pronominal suffixes are to express the possessiveness. My book, my father, my God, right? So pronominal suffixes are separate units which will be suffixed. That means added at the end of a word. The pronominal suffixes will be added only to the construct state nouns, not to the absolute state nouns. Okay, so that we will see in the next class. So pronominal suffixes, and then we will move on to the verbs. Actually, we are very fast. We are going very fast. So I hope we will be able to finish at least one stem, because in Hebrew there are 7 stems are there when it comes to the verbs. Each stem denoting to different functions and the tenses. All right. So I feel that around 15 or 16, maximum 18 people will continue. I mean, for the second level also, right? Okay, because language is not a cup of tea for all. So many have registered, and by looking at the way how we are learning, the way how we are doing the homework and so on, they were perplexed. So they discontinued. So that means they're okay. All right. So that's their wish. Thank you. So happy Independence Day.
Thank you.
Have a good time of rest, and then extended weekend, long weekend. See you on Monday. Bye bye.